Hello, everyone. It is 4:30, a beautiful fall day we had today. I am over at my parents'. I have been helping my mom do some organizational stuff today. So I've been hanging out over here, and I thought we'd do a little sunset chat. It's been a really pretty day. We had the windows open all day, so that was really nice. So, quick update for the week. The COVID cases are definitely increasing. So, we're seeing that throughout the state of Mississippi. I know most of the ICUs, especially the hospitals and things in Jackson, are either full or they are very close to full. So, that's one thing that we are starting to see some more stress on just the healthcare system in general. So, remember that doesn't only affect people who have COVID, it can affect people who have other conditions that they need to go into the hospital for by filling up the beds and taking up the resources and stuff like that. So just a reminder to really try to be aware, especially as we're starting to get closer to the holidays, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. But just be really mindful and continue to try to stay safe and use the precautions that we've been talking about. I know I sound like a broken record, but we really have to keep up with the masking and the distancing and being very diligent about your hand hygiene. I did want to talk a little bit about some reminders as far as quarantine and isolation are concerned, because that's something that I am running into a lot more frequently with my patients now. I have had some patients who have been exposed and had a test that was negative, and the person who was exposed even had some symptoms, but their test was negative. And then subsequently, after a few more days, we retested and they did return positive. So when we're in that scenario where you have been exposed, we do recommend that you try to get tested at some point, usually 4 to 5 days after your exposure, or certainly if you begin to have symptoms sooner than that. But if that test comes back negative, it is still recommended that you continue to isolate and quarantine yourself for 2 weeks, because that can still give you a positive test even up to that time frame. So that's one thing to keep in mind, that if you've had any exposure, which means you've been around someone for 15 minutes or more in a cumulative 24-hour time period, who subsequently tests positive or comes down with coronavirus, that you really do need to quarantine yourself for 2 weeks. So that is a little bit different for those who test positive. That depends kind of on symptom onset and when you had your test and that kind of thing. So Thanksgiving reminders, just because that's coming up. We are under 2 weeks, so if you're planning to visit family, remember to keep those gatherings very small, but this is kind of the time to really be diligent about all of these practices and be mindful of your activities. Make sure that you're wearing your mask really well. If you have the opportunity to kind of isolate yourself for the next couple of weeks before you go to these Thanksgiving gatherings, if you are going to participate in those, then be very mindful of your actions in the coming weeks, just so that you can protect your family. And remember to keep those gatherings small and outside if you're able to. Wear a mask when you're around people that you've not been around, and just try to keep your family members and your friends that you're going to be around safe. So now on to the more exciting part. I got some gift recommendations, and I have some things that I want to share as well. Some of these things I have no clue what they are. Part of that is because I don't have kids, so I don't know what some of these things are. But probably one thing that I really have come to like more than I ever thought I would are gift cards. That's kind of what I asked for my birthday this year, which was recently. Just Amazon gift cards or money that can go towards those kinds of things. You can find so many things on Amazon now that, I think I had one of the best birthdays I've had in forever, because I kind of had a wish list of stuff that I, wanted but didn't really, need to spend money on. I'm a cheapo for sure, until I get a little bit of a treat or have saved up enough money to treat myself a little bit. So that was really fun to be able to kind of make a list and have a set budget for myself of, these are my gift card money, and this is what I can get. And I was able to get a lot of fun stuff that I've had my eye on. So that's a really good gift, I think, especially for people that you don't know, kind of what to get something for. You can get pretty much anything on Amazon or, a lot of other websites online. So that's always a good go-to gift. The other thing that's really fun that I've done for some friends before, and I've had others do for me, are some of the subscription services that you can get. So you can give somebody something like a Blue Apron or Freshly subscription, the meal services. You can do a magazine subscription for people. They have bacon of the month clubs and things like that. So you can pretty much find a subscription for anything, and you can usually do it for a set period of time, or give someone like a code that they go on and can select. So those kinds of things are really fun and can be kind of a unique gift that you can give somebody, something that kind of goes with their personality more and is really thoughtful, and a fun surprise that they get to enjoy for a little bit longer than just a singular day for a gift. I had a couple of the suggestions that people sent in to me. Woodwick candles, or just candles in general. I do really like those Woodwick ones because they have that little crackly fire sound, so that can be really nice for a quiet evening at home, especially once it gets kind of chilly outside. New Flame fireplaces, which I've got to look into this a little bit more, and I'll share some of the links for these things in the comment section afterwards. But New Flame, it's like a tabletop fireplace basically that you can put on your table wherever. So it looked really cool when I saw the pictures of that. One thing, let's see, for kids, retro refrigerators are apparently the in style or the cool thing for kids, and they're really digging those. We have one of those at the office. It's a functioning retro refrigerator, so I think that they're cool too. Rollerblades or skates, skateboard type stuff, that's a fun gift, especially for kids when we want to encourage people to be outside more. So that's a fun one that I got for kids. Legos, that's always a good go-to that can keep kids busy for ever. Art kits is really fun. You can do that indoors, outdoors, take it on the road, travel with you, that kind of thing. So that's a good creative gift that you can do for kids. It can be fun for adults too. So I certainly like my adult coloring book. GCI rockers for outdoors, kind of portable seating and stuff like that, that can be fun for outside. Hammocks, which I love a good hammock. I don't have one yet, but that's a really great gift. So I would definitely love one of those. I got a couple gift ideas for men. So a pellet grill, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to Google that too and put a link to that. Let's see here. One thing that I got with some of my gift card money, and I've been coveting this for a long time, and I was very torn about whether or not to get them, some of the Apple Pro AirPods, which I will say I think are worth the cost. Maybe look for a Black Friday deal on those or something. The noise canceling is just, it's crazy. I never really thought that would work in just like a little earbud that you can pop in your ear, but it is crazy. Would really work well if you're trying to do some meditation or get into that practice to help with your stress reduction. So I think those are probably worth the money, but if you can find them on a good Black Friday deal, I definitely recommend that. Let's see here. Speaking of Black Friday, that's one thing I definitely don't encourage you to go out to the stores. I bet a lot of places are going to have stuff online. I'm sure places that are more local shops will have some ways that you can kind of maybe order ahead or do curbside pickup or things like that. I'm sure lots of places are going to come up with innovative ideas for how to approach Black Friday, but definitely whatever you choose to do, just remember to plan ahead and stay safe. So take plenty of hand sanitizer, a couple of extra masks with you if you are going to venture out, which again, I would really recommend against that. But if you are going to do something like that, or if you're just going to sit on the couch and do it virtually, plan ahead just so you have an idea of what you're looking for and you can take advantage of some of those great deals. speaking of some of that stuff, definitely support local. I love to do local shopping and stuff like that. I think a lot of us would be surprised at what some of our local shops and stores are doing just to kind of help be more conscious of COVID and everything. So do your research on some of that stuff so that you can go to some of the local shops. A lot of them now have online ordering that you can do, curbside pickup, call in, things that you want. So I think that's a really good option just to keep in mind. Online is easy, but a lot of our local stores are doing stuff like that to make it easier and make people a lot more comfortable. So that's a good thing to look into too, so that you can support some of your local places. Let's see here. Last thing kind of on my list I had just at the bottom goes along with what I've been doing, helping my mom with today, doing some organizing and some cleaning. You could definitely gift someone a service like that. So, home cleaning services or organization services. I'm not for hire yet on the organizational stuff, but that might become my hobby. But those can be good things to gift too. So kind of like a gift card to a service like that. I'm very into the home edit right now. So if you guys know anybody that's into that kind of stuff, getting them some supplies or a book that goes through that kind of stuff can be fun too. So just remember in general, be aware of your actions, especially in the coming weeks as we get closer to Thanksgiving. If you are going to do Black Friday sales and stuff like that, plan ahead. Be very careful, please. Remember to use your sanitizer, mask, and try to keep your distance as best you can. And then support your local shops and stores, because I know they would love to have you do that, and I think that they're ready and eager to help and make you comfortable. So as always, keep wearing your mask. This is another good gift idea. So this came from Nordstrom. You guys have seen my shirt before, so you can get that on Nordstrom. Wear that mask and wash your hands and try to keep your distance. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. As always, if you have questions that you think of or video ideas that you want me to go over, just send me a message or comment on the video. Have a good weekend.